Luxury tech gadgets. Before we get started, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest content. Cowboy bike. Imagine for a moment that you had a tandem bike. Imagine that whenever the going got tough, your fellow cyclist stepped up the effort. When you started out, he or she pedaled that bit harder to give you a little boost. When a hill approached, again we stood on the pedals and swayed away. Throughout, you just kept on cycling at the same pleasant, easy pace. What would happen? Well, depending on your relationship to the other rider, you would get either a divorce or a punch. The Cowboy C4 bike is just like that, except without the threat of violence, doing away with the tedious necessity to adjust manually the output of the electric motor. Instead, it monitors how much effort you are putting into cycling and automatically increases its assistance accordingly. Steam Deck handheld gaming PC. There are games from around the early 2000s at which I was embarrassingly good. Ask me to invade the Holy Roman Empire in Medieval, Total War, or take out a Chinatown gangster with a sniper rifle in Grand Theft Auto, and still, I can picture the mouse movements required. Then I got married. I'd become a man. It was time to put away childish things. Since then, I have had 3 children, written 5 books, and taken up running. Except the books failed, the kids disrespect me, and my knees hurt. Productivity is overrated. Meanwhile, like a former footballer who still follows his team, or perhaps more oppositely, like a recovered alcoholic who still lingers in the drinks aisle, I have kept an eye on games. I have watched YouTube videos of better, sleeker carjackings. Bird buddy feeder. There is a push notification from the BBC about a new horror in Ukraine. There is a push notification from HSBC about a new horror in my bank account. And then there is another from my bird table. With this missive, the world seems that bit kinder. I found that bit less hostile. You have had visitors, it says. Then it sends me a picture of them. Installing the Bird Buddy was weird. Even as a tech columnist used to the idea that everything from my coffee machine to my footstool should have Bluetooth connectivity, adding a Wi-Fi link to my bird table felt like a technification too far. Yet somehow, rather than making me feel more distance from the tangible world, it has had the reverse effect. Each morning, as usual, I wake to a series of emails from people in the US and a smattering of WhatsApps from friends out late. Roomba combo robot vacuum and mop. My wife doesn't like our Robomop. Talk of robot apocalypse is in the air. ChatGPT-4 is already threatening our nice middle-class jobs. And now there's a sleek black semi-sentient disc licking our floor clean. Why don't you do a dog column? Asked my wife. Dogs would do the same job, beat nice, and wouldn't threaten to take over humanity. I am less antagonistic. To me, the Roomba Combo 7 Plus vacuum cleaner and mop from iRobot is the logical next move for the company that has already cornered the market for mildly creepy autonomous vacuum cleaners. And frankly, if it can keep the floor clean, it saves me from feeling guilty about not keeping the floor clean. As a devoted fan of robot lawnmowers, I am impressed by its programming. Philips Perfect Draft beer machine. There comes a time in the affairs of man when thoughts turn to a pub of one's own. It is a time when the music in your local is just a touch too loud, friends a touch too distant, children more than a touch too close. That is when a gentleman of a certain age finds the shed calling. This gentleman has dreams of dartboards above the toolbox, of seeing his breath fog up as he plays billiards beside the family bikes. Most of all, he has dreams of a pint that he has just pulled, using a proper handle and a proper pump. That gentleman is me, and that pint comes from the Philips Perfect Draft beer machine. For the home publican, this tool has much to recommend it. It takes real, albeit mini kegs, which you can have delivered contain branded beer. I, being a man of a certain age, go for Left and Goose Island. Asus ZenBook Fold laptop. Sometimes we use technology to make our life easier. Sometimes we use it to be more productive, and sometimes our motivations are a little less utilitarian. I like having the Asus ZenBook Fold for work. It is a perfectly serviceable high-end laptop that can transform into a document reader. I quite like to use it for play. When you fold out the screen, it can give you a full cinematic experience. But most of all, I like to use it in public. During the first few days of trying it out, I perfect the moment of what I come to call the reveal. There I am, sitting on the train, tapping away like any commuter. I yawn discreetly like any commuter. Enough work for me, my face says. Then nonchalance is absolutely crucial at this point. I remove the magnetic keyboard. I lean back. I fold out the screen. What this? My face says. This little thing, this bendy tablet, come laptop, come technological miracle. Sony home cinema projector. When people ask us what we watch on television, I like to reply that we don't have a television. The implication is clear. Of a winter's evening, we sit around the fire reading and proving tracks in companionable silence. Perhaps if my wife or I is feeling frivolous, we will request that one of the children play something jolly on the piano forte. What I usually add is that while we don't have a TV, we do have a big projector so that this Christmas we can watch less than improving movies on a really big screen. The problem with projectors, though, is that they don't work so well in the daytime. On a bright winter's day with the curtains drawn, sometimes we have to wait until 4 p.m. before we can anesthetize our minds with television. How to watch the King's Speech? The answer is Sony's top-end projector. The VPL XW 7000 ES is huge. Ghazni Dome Outdoor Oven. Q. My wife asks, feel connected to your manliness? I'm in the garden, positioning a kiln-dried log beside a seared salmon in a 1,499 pounds glorified barbecue. Survival-wise, it's not exactly Bear Grylls. Not least because, just in case the logs are too onerous to light, there's a gas canister at my feet. And yet, the honest answer is, I do. Cooking is never just about making food hot. It's a social, almost anthropological process. I'm controlling fire and making food. I'm a hunter-gatherer, albeit one for whom both parts of the process were delegated to Okado. There is an inherent tension in selling outdoor cooking equipment. Make it too hard and it's raw chicken and charcoal sausages. Make it too easy and the customer can get overwhelmed by the absurdity. Why not just use an oven? Despite all its bells and whistles, temperature gauge, ash collection, backup gas, the Ghazni Dome doesn't make it too easy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Thank you for watching.